the economy, and so forth. There is going to be a almost police state mentality when we do see the visitors, and I'm not going to elaborate any further on it. I'm just going to tell you that the visitors, those who keep and have been visiting us, those who have been at war with us under the waters, I'm going to be talking very nebulously right now, and I would hope your intelligence would take you further and into filling in the blanks. We do have what we call aquaterrestrials that we have now come into some kind of conflict with, and there is supposed to be a revelation. People are now seeing that there is a connection between Project Bluebeam, which is supposed to undermine that particular visitation and to make us believe that somehow there is a visitation when there are true visitations that are happening, and that is supposed to, Bluebeam is to undermine the true visitation, which is supposed to represent that Bluebeam, people are saying that Bluebeam is to make us believe that we're under the invasion of certain extraterrestrials, so we should all come together as an Earth the way they did in Independence Day and fight off the bad aliens. Okay. Whereas some people are thinking that Project Bluebeam is actually a way to, as a way to distract us from the fact that there is going to be visitations and landing, and that they're doing that to make us believe that those visitations and landings are going to be phony.
Oh, okay. And see, this is why people, you must try. If you're in the area when Dr. Valentine is giving one of his lectures, it is so important that you attend, because he does touch on many of these subjects, and he gives a lot of information, detailed information. So I just wanted to put that out there, that it's very important that people try to, actually visit one of the lectures that you teach, because you do give a lot of information, and it's very detailed. And I mean, I've only had the pleasure of seeing a few of your lectures, by video, so I can imagine what it's like if you're actually there.
So, it's a lot of fun. For me at least, I love interfacing with my brothers and sisters, and participating with them one-to-one.
Well, that's beautiful. Beautiful. And a lot of people, they do take and absorb the knowledge that you're giving out, that you're sharing with everyone. They're absorbing that knowledge, and that's what it's all about. Not only to just listen, but you have to absorb the knowledge. And so that's the good thing about it. And I think it's great what you're doing. And I salute you, brother.
Give thanks, beloved. Thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity and being able to present this to the family, and to allow the family and I to get together every now and then. Brothers and sisters like yourself who set up, and just to make people know, it's not easy at times to put on shows such as these, to be constantly, ready to serve the people and to bring guests and to do things like this. This is a service that the sister is providing for us, and we want to thank you for being one who actually felt the calling to do this, because this is not something you do as a job, it's a calling. And you are, doing the work of forwarding this planet towards its destiny in higher consciousness. And there's going to be a lot of fighting. There's going to be a lot of crisis, but, you're going to be one who is participating in that battle, so that so the adversary does not win the minds. Those precious minds that we need. Definitely.
Absolutely. I just want to thank you for acknowledging the work that I do, and it just means so much to me. So thank you very much. Well, we have a couple of questions in the chat room, and I'm going to ask each question that I see. Now, this question is I don't know. We'll see how you take this next question. But someone is asking, what about the benefits of cannabis as a food source?
Of course. Well, we not look at cannabis. Let's look at let's look at the cannabis sativa. The word sativa. Anytime you see sativa, it means helpful. Let's look at hemp, the hemp plant. Let's call it by that name so that we take it out of the street jargon or the concept and the mentality that people see about cannabis and herb and chronic and all of that. Well, what you want to do is to look at the hemp plant, and the hemp plant is one of the most beneficial plants in existence. It has at least 500 different ways to serve humanity, and that's why they outlawed it. That's why William Randolph Hearst outlawed it, because at the time he had bought this forest of land, and hemp was used to convert into paper, and George Washington was growing hemp as a way to use to make paper and parchment and different things, clothing. And what William Randolph Hearst did, because he had what is known as a paper, he was a journalist, he was the one who created something called yellow journalism, when he would put out all kinds of rumors and they weren't real. He was the one who created that type of publishing and journalism. And what he did was, in order to undermine the hemp industry so that the people would then be using his forest for his trees and his paper, he's the one who put out all of the bad press, got into Congress, and had them undermine hemp because of all the ways hemp could be used to keep us independent from those who would keep control on us. So hemp can be turned into a gasohol that can be used to power your car and your engine. Hemp can be turned into shoes and clothing. It can be turned into medicinals. It can be turned into a food source if you know how to use it properly. The oils in the hemp can be actually used as a medicinal, as well as ways for you to oil your machines. You can actually oil your machines with hemp oil so that you can keep your machines running without the petroleum industry. So hemp has hundreds of uses, but what we do with it, of course, is another use. Whereas you don't use the entire hemp plant, what you do is you begin to trim the male of the hemp plant, the male part of the pistils of the male, so that the female grows, and that's where you get the extra surge of tetrahydrocannabinol that grows into the weed that we grow and we smoke. So it's been used in just that one manner, and it's made billions of dollars for people, but what it can do to actually shift economies is in the trillions of dollars. And those who have the oil industry, textile industries, and so forth do not want that type of independence in the hands of anyone, so they outlawed it.
All right, very good. And that answers the question, so thank you for that, Dr. Valentine. And we have questions that are coming at you here in the chat room.
I have a little bit of time, a little bit of time before 8 o'clock. That's when the actual open house begins.
Oh, okay. Well, we will definitely not go to the full. We have 21 minutes, 54 seconds here, but you can definitely end early, so you won't be late for that.
Well, I'll end about 5:02. Don't worry about that, beloved. I'll end about 5:02. I can take a couple of more questions, quick questions.
Okay, sounds good. So let's see here. We have a couple more. We have a lot of callers standing by, but no one actually raising the flag to speak. So let's go with the next question. It says, concerning disease, would taking herbs accelerate our body's natural healing abilities, or should we focus on healthy diet?
Well, that's a very good question. It's one that we usually address at our naturopathic courses. Herbs do accelerate the body's healing mechanism because the toxoids in the herbs force the body to defend itself against the herbs, not the disease. So what happens is the same way that would happen incidentally if you were to take, say, a physic. Say when you take something to move your bowels, in other words, to clean you out, they call it. And usually they give you a type of herb that they combine with other herbs, and I'm not going to call them out so everybody can start running to get it. But these herbs, say for instance, you take this herb and you put it into your body as a way of cleaning you out. They call it the intestinal cleanse or the 3-day cleanse, and they are all these herbs that force you to move your bowels. Well, beloved, here's what happens when you do that. When you put a poison into your system and they tell you it's an herb that's going to help you, your body has the intelligence to know